have a dream that hasn't been realized yet because you haven't realized it, because you're distracted. Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today is a little bit different. I'm not going to speak about feminine embodiment, softness, receptivity. Instead, I'm going to talk about discipline. You're like, but Shay, why don't you talk about all the soft, yummy things? Because discipline helps us get there. I'm gonna put my big girl panties on and let my Aries Mars come out and get a little fiery today. In essence, the world is designed to distract us. We are teaching ourselves to be distracted, and we are getting very good at being distracted. So much so that our brain is looking for ways to get those dopamine hits as fast as humanly possible, and our technologies are teaching us that it is possible to get these dopamine hits as fast as humanly possible. Except they don't last, because this is not the lasting, fulfilling, satisfying happiness. This is an addiction happiness. This is the things like scrolling on your phone, scrolling through YouTube, self-soothing from this feeling of being so disconnected with ourselves and the world, but we're doing it through getting even more disconnected with ourselves and the world, through getting ourselves distracted. Now we're allowing ourselves to get distracted. Make no mistake, no one is getting distracted for you. They're not doing it. But the world is so distracting. Yes, welcome to consumerism, capitalism, and the modern world with technological innovation. We have at our fingertips the best source of high intensity, drip feeding dopamine, accessibility. And it is not good for us. It's not good for us. I hear you. I have been finding myself scrolling more than usual because I'm trying to find something that's going to give me that connection that really I want to myself, because right now I'm going through a difficult time. And when I've caught myself, I'm like, Shay, what are you doing? What are you doing? This isn't going to give you the connection you want. This is distracting you from your emotions. And so catching myself, coming back into myself and feeling the peace that's created through allowing myself to feel what I feel and connect with the answers that I need and give myself what I need is truly far more satisfying and fulfilling than any distraction could have been. You're watching this on a piece of technology right now, either your phone or your laptop, that is designed to keep you on there, to keep you distracted, to keep you using it. It doesn't mean you have to throw your phone away, though I sometimes really yearn for a society where we can do that. And sure, there are places where we can do that. Instead, I'm trying to opt in by leveraging this technology to work for me, because you are either using discipline to move toward your dreams or using distraction to basically let your dreams die. Moving toward with discipline, letting them die with distraction. It sounds intense, but it's true. It's truly true. I distracted myself for years with other more important things, or, a career opportunity that came up to me and I kind of fell into it and I was good at it, so I just did it. But was I really passionate about it? No. I had to make a hard decision and leave it. Teaching aerial yoga, by the way, which I still love to teach, but it wasn't my career vision and purpose, This whole video is to say that you are the only one who can de-distract yourself. And what we need, all of us, to help us do that so we can move toward our dreams is discipline. And I think people have such a negative association with this word, right? Discipline, do you think of a rigid, very masculine, it's not feminine at all? No, there is a lot of discipline that comes in with femininity as well, with self-care, even with my face massage that I do. The discipline to, keep up bodily hygiene, that is discipline. We're already enacting a level of discipline in our lives. I think a lot of people are just doing it for the most necessary things to sustain their life. And so they stay in sustenance mode. They're just sustaining. They're just kind of coasting there, rather than using discipline to move them further toward their dreams. I'm using so many hand gestures in this video. I'm not sure why. Thank you for being here with me in this experience of hand gesturing. I think I've just been dancing a lot recently, so I'm very much in dance mode. I mean the discipline to set goals for yourself, to look at, okay, what do I really, really want in life? What do I really want, and what will it take for me to get there? What would I need to do daily to get there? It is astounding to me that we have more information than ever before about how to reach success, financial success, goals, skills, all of it freely available on the web if you have, access to the internet and a device. But like more information than we have ever had in the world, literally copy and paste templates. And somehow, because of that influx of intense information, there comes also just far more distraction. Anything can distract us. I absolutely adore people who stay in long-term relationships, because it's not like it's easy to do that. It's not like they just fall into it and be like, all right, cool, now we're here now. Maybe there's people like that. I don't know anyone who is like that and in a really fulfilling marriage. But the people that I see who are like showing up and aspirational goals for me are people who use discipline within their relationship. Because yes, a gorgeous person may come along that has attributes and you're like, might have this little bit of like desire for them. Discipline keeps you devoted and keeps you committed so you can reap the rewards of the growth and loyalty and connection that comes through a long-term relationship. Discipline within yourself. Discipline to actually, rather than get distracted by your own mental stories and your emotional trauma and baggage, you have the discipline to work through it, to process, to move forward, to hold yourself accountable, to take responsibility for how you're showing up. There is so much that can keep us distracted. The wrong friendship group for us, the wrong job, habits, daily habits every day, that's one of the biggest. Our phones, one of the absolute biggest. Sometimes I want to throw my phone at the wall and throw someone else's phone at the wall and then just sit with them and enjoy space together. And it's ridiculous to me that that's where we are in this day and age. There is so much about me growing up without a phone. I just missed it. And me and my friends talk about this. I'm 32 right now, right? So we talk about how we are so lucky that we missed having a smartphone in our teenage years, because that shit would have been hard. That would have been really, really hard to create the type of connections we even got to have. We can distract ourselves with justification and excuses and convenient stories to keep us playing small and to keep us running and hiding from ourselves. I think a lot of us are distracting ourselves from the growth, the dreams we have of the type of growth we would like to see in ourselves. We're distracting ourselves. Many reasons as to why we're doing that, most of them I think rooted in fear. Habitual behavior is another one. The brain likes to find shortcuts and likes to reduce the amount of energy it's taking on any particular thing, which is why it loves routine so much, because you don't have to think about the decision making toward that. But routine can often fall into, if you don't have discipline, if you don't have any energy for the discipline, routine can fall into habitual patterns that are not helpful. So much is involved with this. It's a whole web, because you need the emotional and physical energy in order to be nourished enough to have enough mental brain power to then discipline yourself in the face of habitual patterns. Distraction is like allowing yourself to flop into a sloppy mind, a sloppy state of being. And we think it's easier. It's easier to fall into the habitual patterns because the brain says, yay, I don't have to work much. But you're giving your brain extra work later on. The tension of not reaching your dreams, the emotional labor of realizing that you're not reaching the potential you want to reach. Easy things make a hard life. Hard things make an easy life. You have a dream that hasn't been realized yet because you haven't realized it, because you're distracted. You're letting yourself be distracted. That's more empowered language. You're allowing yourself to be distracted. Guess what? If you're the one allowing it, you're the one who can change it. That's empowered language right there. Great. Go and change it. Use discipline. Set yourself goals. Reach the goals. Yeah, maybe you need an accountability buddy. It's a muscle, but set the goal and do it. When I fully committed, I wanted to do a marathon for years. I ended up starting with short distance racing, so 5 to 10 kilometers around Asia, and I did very well for myself. And I still had one day I'll do a marathon. And then I had a beautiful, actually she was just like a feminine coach, Julie Daly, her name is. A really gorgeous motherly figure, and she got me to write down a list of things that I wanted to aspire to do, and within a year, 80% of those things I did, including running my first retreat and running a marathon. But you can't just set a goal to run a marathon and go run a marathon. Some people do it and they're completely messed up in their bodies afterward. I do not recommend doing that. It's terrible for you. I had the discipline then, because I set the goal, I had the discipline to wake up in the mornings, 3 a.m. sometimes, because Bali is very, very hot and you can't run past 7 a.m. in my opinion, although some people do. Sometimes afternoon runs are okay, but like, oh, it is hot here. I got up super crazy early, got in a few hours of training, 20, 30 kilometers of running, and then went and taught a yoga class, usually a few yoga classes a day. And it didn't mean that every time I did that, it was easier and easier. It wasn't easier and easier to wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. to go and run. No, every time I woke up, I bargained with myself and I tried to give myself all the excuses for why I could skip that training day. And then I realized, Shay, if you want this goal though, you need to do this. You need to train. And that is what brought me back to it. So be very connected to your why. What are your dreams? What are your goals? Be connected to that why. That will fuel your discipline. Use accountability people if you need to. And know that the world will continue to try to distract you, and it is up to you to not get distracted. Use your technology as much as you like. I'm using mine right now. But it is intentional creational usage that is moving me toward my dreams of being able to continue to create content for you, grow this channel, and continue to be able to share what I feel is a gift I have to share with the world, communicating about all these ideas. I could have very well used this time to scroll on my phone and try to seek the dopamine. It would have given me dopamine, but it wouldn't give me this lasting deep fulfillment that I have right now having filmed this video. All right, Fiery Shay over and out. I am really grateful if you stay to the end. All those videos that are right on the side there or there, I don't know if this is mirrored or not, that are all on the side that are saying, watch me next, watch me next. Don't you watch them, even if they're mine, don't watch them. That's gonna hurt my algorithm and analytics, but I don't care. Go after your dream. If you wanna share your dream with me in the comments and your why and the discipline actions that you want to take, do it. I'll reply to every single comment. All right, that's all. I need to go. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll speak to you soon.